Oh my goodness, I love that we're seeing you here in the new CBS film When Christmas Was Young. Was there something about melody, maybe getting to sing on camera, or just the premise of When Christmas Was Young that really drew you to be a part of this film?
There are so many things that drew me to wanting to be a part of this film. My main thing was that it was an opportunity for me to be nostalgic and to go back to my singer songwriter music days. And there was so much about this story that I could relate to, from the beginning of my journey when I was starting out as a recording artist and wanting, to go on tour and get the record deals and everything. So um, but most of all, I just love that music is the star of this movie. I love that it is the heart and soul of the movie. And, as we know, music has the power to unify people. And I just love that so much. So my heart was so full doing this film because it just touched on all of that. It was all the feels. And getting to work with Sheryl Crow on top of that was just a dream come true for her to be writing a song for my character, which I got to sing and then record a record and release it. So it was just a win-win on so many levels.
You do have such a lovely voice. Was there prep work that you had to remind yourself of since you hadn't been a professionally on camera singing, maybe since Gallivant?
Yes, and I love that you mentioned the G word. Because that's as an actor, your roles are like your babies, right? And each one of them are so different from each other. And yes, Gallivant was one of those dream roles as well, where I got my dad put it quite succinctly. He goes, Karen, you're so blessed. You get to you get to sing songs, Alan Menken songs, and you get to dance, you get to act, and you get to dance with horses and horse ride and sword fight. Like this is everything that you have always dreamt of and then some. And to have that again with When Christmas Is Young was such a dream. On Fear the Walking Dead, I was able to sing. They managed to bring some of my singing with Ruben Blades and me playing on guitar for some of the episodes. And on Legacies, they've had me singing as well, which was great. So they always find a way, to get me to sing on these shows, which I'm so grateful for. But this one in particular, being about music and about this song and how much this song affects so many of the characters in this show was again just that was the star of the movie and a dream to be able to just focus completely on the love of music.
Well, I completely fell for the chemistry that you and Tyler Hilton have as Melody and Luke. Was it something you guys found in person when you were on set? Did you have a chemistry read through Zoom since maybe this was filmed when the pandemic began?
So we filmed this earlier this year, and it's always a way when you're meeting your scene partner for the first time, you don't know what you're gonna get. You hope that your scene partner is going to be first of all kind and really supportive, and Tyler was. We met, we had to do a table read within 20 minutes of meeting, and honestly, it's like that can be quite nerve wracking. It's like sort of going on a blind date and you don't know what's going to happen. But Tyler and I just hit it off right away. And I think that has a lot to do because we have so much in common with our backgrounds in music and our relationship with music. And our journeys, we were like sharing stories, of the struggle and the good fight and slugging it out, when you're starting at the very beginning. And we both have acting backgrounds too, so there was so much in common that we had. And I was just so blessed to have Tyler as a scene partner. He was so supportive and cheered me on every step of the way, was so open to trying new things, and we hung out a lot, and to get to know each other so that we could feel comfortable, because it was so important to both of us that our performances with this particular story were very grounded and very genuine. you know, grounded and genuine and heartfelt without, it's sort of on that Richter scale. You don't want to go too cheesy and you don't want to go, you know, too not. Like there's got to be this chemistry. But one thing I have to say about CBS and the slate of shows this year is that they've really set the bar high of what a good quality holiday film should be. And I just feel so blessed to be a part of one of them, and to be doing this with someone like Tyler was just, I mean, it was such a dream. And I feel like our director, Monica Robert Tate Miller, who wrote the script, there's a lot of stars that need to align. And I feel like they did on this. And what we came up with for all of us was such a magical experience. And I just hope, I know for all of us, we hope that that translates to screen, and that everyone, you know, feels that the characters are accessible and relatable and grounded and genuine.
Well, I love Melody's relationship with Smokey as well. Talk about developing that with Dorinda.
You know, it was so nice to see the father-daughter relationship. We see a lot of mother-daughter relationships, which is so beautiful. I'm close to both my parents, but one thing I love so much about this storyline, obviously with Melody, you know, her mother passed away, and so to see that relationship and that support unit that she has from all the characters, not only her father but her dear friends, in that sense of community, and how it does take a village to pull a family together when you have such heartbreak happen. And you know, Melody's a single mom, so she has all this support from not only her dad but her friends and their neighbors. And I mean, that's something we all crave, isn't it? Like we all want that perfect neighbor and the perfect sense of community of friends in our lives, and you know, Melody has that. But I think that has a lot to do with the heartbeat of which, you know, her dad and her have set with, you know, Smokies, you know, and the tavern, and being that sort of source of community for the neighborhood and the community there in Jackson Heights. And is it Jackson Heights or Jacksonville? I got it. Jackson Heights, I think.
Jacksonville is in Florida.
Yeah, that's it. So it's Jackson Heights. That's right. That's right. It's in Jackson Heights. But I love that Smokies is that heartbeat, and that they do all these things for charity and supporting the community. So that's just the family that they are. And it was really, I love that scene in particular where Melody is with her father and they're talking about her mother. It was such a heartfelt moment. You see Melody trying to keep it together so much and to be this strong backbone for everyone, because that's what she knows and she has to. But to see her to be vulnerable for a little bit with her dad, it was just such a beautiful moment. I love that scene so much.
I know, it's one of those moments where you get like the double tear in your eye, and you're like, hey, hold it together. And then you pat your eye and you're like, not crying. It's just sweet. It's so beautiful, but holding it together. We're not crying, but you feel it trickle.
It's when we were shooting that scene, it's like, because I was thinking of what it's like I'm so close to my mother and my father. And you know, just that the thought that Melody doesn't have her mom, and she wrote this song that was for her mother, not knowing that it was going to be, you know, the last song or the last moments with her mother. I was not, it wasn't hard for me to feel for Melody in that moment. And it was so funny because through the camera, like through the monitors, everyone else was crying, and you could hear like the sniffles and everything. And Mary, our hair lady, and Brittany and makeup, and Monica and Tom, all behind the monitors, just like coming out. And when they were touching my hair, Mary was like, oh, that was so it was so good. Like we were all, and I was like, Mary, don't get me started because I'm just gonna keep crying. So it was just one of those moments that we all kind of collectively bonded and cried over.
Well, I think that's also though what's really going to make this such a fan favorite holiday film, a timeless one to watch as well, because there's heart, there's humor. I mean, Tyler's super charming. Melody is believably sweet, and you root for her to have her own music career, not just, you know, give her songs away. And, you know, you want success for her. I truly think that's what's going to make this one a fan favorite. Is that what you felt as well?
Oh, love the fact that you're saying that means the world to not only myself, but all of us. But it's important. You want these characters to be accessible and relatable and likable too. And, Melody, she's always the type that will put herself last because family comes first. Family and her friends. And so those sacrifices she had to make, putting her dreams aside, coming back home to be there for her father and her daughter being a single mom. This is what a mother will do anything for her family. And so for her, this is nothing. It's a no-brainer. So to see this chance, especially at the end of the film, where you see that she gets this sort of America's Got Talent moment, when she can go out and not knowing that she's going to have this moment because of Luke. It's just such a beautiful moment for them together. And for her to go and have this dream of just like, oh my gosh, it's like you're really cheering for her because you feel like you're one of her. Like you're every bit of us have got a bit of Melody in them with our dreams, whatever they may be, big and small. And so you see her living her dream and stepping into this dream when she steps onto the stage, and you're like, you just want her to do well and sing well and have her moment to shine after years of sacrifice. So it's just such a beautiful moment for her.
Have you been busy working on any other projects recently? I know Fear tends to keep you quite busy and maybe a little dirtier than I see you today.
This is the nicest makeup I've had in such a long time. Can I just tell you, I'm so excited in the suit. Like it's been so lovely to have nice hair and makeup and nail polish. Oh my gosh. But one of the many reasons why I did Fear the Walking Dead and wanted to be a part of the show too is because, after doing Gallivant and Once Upon a Time, I wanted to do something completely unexpected, completely different, and just look really, really rough. And I'm glad I did it, but I do miss the nice hair. But it's been really busy. We're filming season 8, and oh my gosh, I can't wait for everyone to see what we've got cooked up for this new season. Again, another emotional roller coaster of a ride for the episodes coming up on all levels. So that's coming out, probably in the first quarter next year. They'll make announcements soon. I went straight in between our schedules of filming. I was able to do this beautiful movie called Isabel's Garden, which I'm so excited about. It's one of those, when you read those scripts, again, like when Christmas was young, I squealed when I read the script. I squealed even more when it was Sheryl Crow and getting to sing this amazingly beautiful song that she wrote. And the same thing with Isabel's Garden. It's a character that I've never played before. And it's one of those scripts that you read that makes you feel so alive as an actor and yet petrified at the same time, because you're like, can I do this? Can I do this? I kept having to step away saying, oh my gosh, this is so good. Oh my gosh, this is so good. So it was one of those roles that, we're talking about a deeply flawed character who is likable, but at the same time deeply flawed, and how she finds herself coming off the back of tragedy and what that means for her in her life. She's a workaholic. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Bill Murray in Lost in Translation, and I think that's just what made my heart just jump and leap tenfold. So I just finished filming that, and I'm doing a new project, which I'm not allowed to spill the beans yet, but I'm very excited about it because, again, it's something that I've never done before. I'm playing opposite an actor whose work I revere, and just like I'm so excited and petrified too at the same time. I'll give you a clue. The talent runs in the family. So his brother is also a very famous actor as well. And again, I'm a huge fan of his work too. So yeah,
I smell a Hemsworth in there. Does it rhymes with Schmemsworth?
I'm not allowed to say anything. There's many brother teams out there, but I'm not allowed to say. So I'm like, but the announcement coming out soon. So I'm really excited. Yes. And the single for the title track of the movie is out now on all major digital
Oh, that's
platforms. So I'm hoping
amazing.
it makes it onto everyone's playlists, you know, all their holiday playlists. And yeah, I'm really excited for everyone to see the film.
I don't know how much more time I can sneak in with you, but you've been a part of a number of iconic series, and you touched on it before with Galvin, how your dad was just blown away that this was like the perfect role for you. But you've been a part of all of these incredible projects as well. What does it mean to you that Karen David is considered and accepted for these beautiful, nuanced, and deeply different roles?
You know, Jamie, I'm so I'm so grateful. You always hope as an actor that you book work, you know, that you're a working actor, to be able to play such different roles, which, you know, as a person of diversity, especially, you hope and pray that they're not dictated by cultural stereotypes. You know, that's something that's been really important to many of us, and for me especially. And I'm so blessed that that hasn't been the case. And I've like you said, I've been able to be part of these ginormous franchises, you know, from the Once Upon a Time universe with the Aladdin storyline and playing Princess Jasmine, which was just a childhood dream come true, to being part of the Vampire Diaries universe, with Legacies, and then now the Walking Dead universe. I mean, I'm just, you know, speaking of our show now with Fear the Walking Dead, I get to work with some of the most insanely talented actors, from, you know, my scene partner for 4.5 years so far, Lenny James, to Coleman Domingo, to Garrett Dillahunt, Jenna Elfman. I mean, the whole cast. And I have grown so much from every job that I've done. I'd like to think, and I hope I've become a better human being, but I've certainly become, hopefully, a better actor. And each of the actors that I've worked with have taught me something, and I carry them in my heart, and they make up the fabric of who I am as an actor. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so excited to see, you know, you never know, you know, as an actor in drama college back in London, you know, we're always told, like, you got to pay your bills, and you're only as good as your last job. And gosh, we only hope to just continue to live our dreams doing something that we love. And I've just been so blessed to be able to work with not only insanely talented people, but kind people, and to be on all these sets where everyone is just so kind and so lovely, because it's not always like that. But I've been really lucky to have that most of the time. And on When Christmas Was Young, again, having such a brilliant scene partner like Tyler, and our director Monica, who is this warrior queen and is just an actor's dream, has been such a gift. And like I said, a lot of stars aligned on each of these shows. But you know, now that we're talking about When Christmas Was Young, it was, I can't stop smiling, because we literally laughed every day on set. We came to set, everyone showed up, and it wasn't like Tyler said. He said everyone showed up and just wanted to give their absolute best, you know, because we were all cheering each other on. We're like, let's make this different. Let's elevate this. Let's really tell this beautiful story. And my gosh, if we can have fun with it, even better. And I just hope that comes across and resonates, because we really did. We laughed every day, and we hugged each other every day, and we appreciated each other very much every day.
What would you like to say then to everyone who does appreciate the wonderful and nuanced work that you do on our screens?
Oh gosh, I you know, I talk about gratitude a lot because I think it's important. And maybe it's at that time of year now where we talk about it a lot and we reflect back. Um, but I I'm so grateful for all my fans who have become like a family, who cheer me on each and every day of my journey, who take time out of their lives to be a part of mine. And it makes my life and my journey so much brighter, so much funnier, so much more, you know, magical. I can't imagine not having them. They've spoiled me and ruined me. and they are dangerous for my ego. But I love them dearly and appreciate every one of them. I wouldn't be where I am, and I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for the love and support of these fandoms. So I'm very, very grateful.